Hello, and welcome to the Focus Show. I'm your host, Cameron Kia, and today we have Jaime Parrish for LEAD. And I just wanted to ask, what do you exactly do at the Virginia Peninsula Chamber as a director of LEAD and the Peninsula and LEAD Hire?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I kind of cover three different things at the Chamber. That is our LEAD Peninsula program, which is kind of our flagship program. LEAD Hire, which is one of our newer programs. We're in the second year of that right now. And then the Alumni Network, which encompasses graduates from both programs.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. And I just wanted to ask personally, what made you join this, field of work? What made you join?
Yeah, so I've always really liked planning and coordinating things, so that kind of little niche fit right into this position. But I really fell into the chamber industry itself just by chance. One of my classmates was in the position, knew he was leaving, and kind of said, you should apply for the job. At the time, I had no idea what a chamber was or what they did, and now I'm celebrating 10 years with the chamber. So have really fell in love with this position.
Yeah, for me, because I fell in love with, camera operating myself. So I just fell in love with it. And, just happened.
Yep.
And as another question, how does the program connect participants with leaders in the community? Like, how is it,
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of go into the two different programs separately. So for LEAD Peninsula, it's our community and civic immersion program. That one we're going kind of behind the scenes to the different assets we have here on the peninsula. When we're at those different locations, we bring in kind of the top tier levels, whether it's the CEO of the company or somebody just high level to come in and talk one-on-one with the class, tell them their operations, what they're doing there so that our group can see that. With our LEAD Hire program, in partnership with Newport University, we take that instructional staff from their side to teach kind of the textbook side of everything, and then we bring in corporate leaders from the business world to give their real world experience on whatever topic that we're talking about for the day.
Cool. And I just wanted to ask, as personally, has there been any difficulties in LEAD at all? Just wanted to know.
Not any difficulties. We definitely try to do constant improvement with the program. So we do evaluations with the class participants after every session. We read everything that they say and kind of take that into consideration if there's something we need to change or we need to alter for the program to continue its evolvement, to make sure that we're always doing the most relevant topics, the most relevant things for those participants.
That's great. That's cool. And I just wanted to ask, what role do local businesses and organizations play in shaping the LEAD program?
They play a big role. So a lot of our participants are nominated by their businesses, and it's either they want their participant in the class to get that exposure to more of a wider approach of what's going on in the peninsula and how that they can either their individual business can help serve the peninsula better, or how other assets on the peninsula can help their business improve. So I'd say it's a big part of communication back and forth onto what is needed and what our participants need.
Interesting. And how have the LEAD programs evolved to meet changing workforce and community needs? How have they evolved?
Yeah, so when the LEAD Peninsula program first started, it's in its 42nd year right now. When it first started, it was more leadership development focused. Over the years, it kind of changed more to that community and civic immersion. So it's changed based off of what we hear the business community needs. At the Chamber, we have access to all the businesses, all sizes on the peninsula. We are really trying to serve all business sizes and be that kind of middleman that connects people to make sure that everybody is succeeding. So we take all of those factors into consideration when planning out the program days and the sessions to make sure that we're always relevant on what we're delivering.
It's neat. And we'll be back with more questions and more answers from Ms. Parrish after the break. Welcome back to the Focus Show. And we have a couple more questions for our guest, Ms. Parrish. And I wanted to ask personally, how does LEAD help participants turn leadership learning into real action after, their program ends?
Yeah, so specifically with our Lead Hire program, after each session, we ask them what is one actionable takeaway that they can implement that month before the next month's session. So we're really challenging our class participants to take the knowledge and the content that they're learning and apply it right away. So it kind of is the responsibility of each individual participant, but we're really guiding and nudging them to take what they're learning and apply it to their individual business. Sometimes we can do this on the spot in the sessions through some practical application exercises, and just see how would this play out in your workplace, instead of just leaving it up to them to figure out on their own.
So you would say it's really up to the participant to actually use the knowledge that they've learned to actually
So
use
we kind of give them all of the tools that they need, and then they just have to kind of run with it. So I don't know if you ever heard the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it.
Yeah,
so we kind of give them everything that they need, but it's their responsibility to apply it in their work field.
All right, that's cool. That's actually great. And I just want to know, what skills do you see lead participants gain during the most that impact their careers in communities? What do you think it impacts?
Yeah, I think the skills that they gain really kind of varies from participant to participant, but if I had to pull out some specific ones, just an increase in self-confidence, knowing that they can do more. Our participants are already great leaders, but really just taking it one step extra to see how can I better my business, how can I better the community that I live in, how can I take all this knowledge that I'm gaining through the programs and apply it to make my life better, my community members' lives better, my employer's life better. So just as a whole, what can they do? So that self-confidence one. Some other ones, just increased communication, better communication. We do a DISC assessment at the beginning of both of our LEAD programs, and then we bring in an expert to debrief that information to really explain what it means. And through that knowledge, they're able to better understand themselves, which helps them better understand how to communicate with others.
Interesting. And what is an example of an experience that has a lasting impact on the participants during the program?
Yeah, I would say the biggest one that has a lasting impact is specifically with our LEAD Peninsula program. We do something called the State of Poverty simulation, and that simulation puts the participants in the lives of those who are of low income. And technically, the individuals that they're portraying are not even of the lower spectrum. They're kind of the average. But that's one thing that our alumni come back to serve as the resources in the simulation, because it is so meaningful to them. It's something that they can take and really change their perspective on the whole poverty as a whole, and how the system, it gains them access to resources that we have that can help those people. It makes them realize that there are more people in that situation than you would think. Some of them may be their employees, some of them are their neighbors, and just that's one thing that constantly our alumni are talking about. That's kind of one of the pivotal points of that program, that just stays with them forever, both personally and professionally.
Yeah, and on the poverty simulations, actually in school, I have my teacher gave me this assignment, and it was like a simulation for actually poverty. It was like a simulation for maintaining your money and stuff like that. And as you know, I did fail it. I was broke at the end of it, and so it really made me think of how hard adults have to maintain money and maintain certain needs and wants and other things like that.
Yeah, and just to reassure you, these are adults in the leadership programs, and they struggle with the same thing in this simulation. It is really hard if you don't know what resources are available to you to help you in those situations. It's almost impossible to get out of the situation unless you know what resources can help you. So you weren't alone in that aspect at all.
Yeah. And what challenges do emerging leaders on the peninsula face today? What do they face today, challenges?
Yeah, I think the challenges change over time. I mean, if you reflect back to COVID, there was just certain circumstances that everybody was going through, exploring new ways to navigate the daily workforce and life. So I think challenges change. I think what the LEAD programs do to help that is kind of stay relevant in what the business community needs, what our community members need. So just taking that feedback from them and applying it to try to help address that. One of the benefits of us exposing them to those higher level people in the organization is usually we get a real conversation just like this, where they come in and they say, you know, this is what we're doing great in our company, this is where we struggle. That honest conversation can lead to, oh, well, we have XYZ in this class and they do that for a living. So now we made that connection that can help address that challenge and hopefully take it off the table so it's no longer an issue.
All right. And as the final question of our focus show, what advice would you give to students like me or young professionals who want to become effective leaders?
Yeah, I think the first and foremost is show up, take advantage of every single opportunity that's given to you, and ask a ton of questions. There's no question is a dumb question. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and then take what you learned and share it. I think knowledge is power, but it's even more powerful when you share that information with others so that others can become knowledgeable too. So yeah, showing up, asking questions, and then sharing the knowledge that you've learned.
Yeah. This is your host, Cameron Kia, with Miss Jaime Parrish. Nice to meet you. And have a good day on our focus show. And have a good day.